Okay.
Internet.
We are
I'm
recording.
rust.
Hey, Lana.
Hey,
Are you IT? Yeah. Hi, RuPaul.
All right, we've got 2:00. I'm gonna call to order the September meeting for the Pollution Basin and Aquifer Committee. I'm Tyler Palmer. I'm the current PBAC Chair and Public Works Director and Deputy City Administrator for the City of Moscow. I'm the City of Moscow staff representative to the PBAC. And we'll go ahead and start our meeting off today with introductions. We'll go counterclockwise there, Rusty.
Rusty Vineyard, Director of Facilities here at the University of Idaho.
Paul Kimmel, Latah County Representative and Birds with Vista.
Helena McCall, water activist, City of Fulham.
Hi, I'm Rupert Yanni. I'm a hydrogeologist with Alta Science and Engineering in Moscow.
Great, thank you.
Pat Wetzel, Webben County Commissioner.
Kara Haley, City of Pullman. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I don't have any more to say today.
Jeff Lanigan, WQ Facilities.
Mike Popel, PBAC.
I'm Isaac Hall, University of Idaho hydrogeology PhD student.
Great. We'll jump online now, starting with City Administrator Sean Wells.
City Administrator Sean Wells reporting for duty. Yeah, actually acting in the Public Works Director role for this one.
All right, let's see, Mark.
Good afternoon, Mark Story, Whitman County Public Works Director.
Lana.
Lana Cohen, hydrology researcher, University of Idaho.
Thanks, Lana. Steve.
Steve Robichon, PBAC Technical Advisor.
Great, thanks, Steve. Chris.
Chris Beard, hydrogeologist, Water Resources Program, Washington Department of Ecology.
Welcome, Chris. Meg.
Hi, I'm Meg Wolf. I'm with Idaho Water Resources Research Institute, IWERI. And
Wonderful. Well,
just Anna sent something in the chat. You guys are all pretty blurry. If there's a way to change the background.
If I knew a way, I would.
Okay, no worries.
But I can't do this and IT at the same time.
Meg, I'm in the room and I've seen a mirror today. I think you're better off with us blurry.
Okay, sounds good.
But thank you for that.
Sorry about that, everyone. Kristen.
Kristen Reisenauer, City of Pullman.
Great, thanks, Kristen. And I think I've just got Anna left.
Hi, folks. Anna Morandi with the Stakeholder Engagement Team with HDR.
And I've seen that Dr. Langman has joined us. Jeff?
Hello, everyone. Jeff Langman, UI Earth Sciences.
Great, thank you. Did I have somebody?
Scott's with HDR.
Did I have Scott introduce? Scott, did I get you?
Yeah, it's Scott King with HDR.
Perfect. All right. Okay. Appreciate everybody doing the introductions, and we're going to move on to our next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the July meeting minutes. Mike distributed those. Everyone should have had a chance to look those over. And so
Couple copies.
if there's any comments or edits, otherwise would entertain a motion of approval.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion or minutes for our July meeting stand approved. Our next item on the agenda is public comments for any items that aren't on today's agenda. So we'll open the floor for any public comments. Hearing none, we will move on to our next agenda item, which is presentations and discussions. And we're going to start this section off with our project update on our passive aquifer recharge project. Just quick recap on that. Well, one, we were in our meetings that we had with the Nez Perce tribe. We were specifically asked about any work we're doing to try and identify areas for recharge. And so we were happy to have this project underway. So we'll turn it over to Jeff for an update.
Oh, I apologize. Is Isaac not
Yep,
there?
we've got Isaac.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let Isaac go ahead.
It's real fast.
Who came on?
You can make it not blurry while you're there. Go for it.
Don't care.
Don't think of it. Here's the mouse.
Just came on the call.
Alright,
What issue?
I don't wanna mess anything up.
Yes,
I don't even.
this works in our eyes.
Oh, okay.
Like, the Windows key.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you like your stuff? No, that we
I don't know what happened.
No, not technically.
No.
Okay. All good. I like it.
It's not showing up my drive.
Morgan says
back
I'd be in
here.
there for Tuesday, but she's
What's that?
not sure yet.
Is there like
She's
a
hoping for Tuesday.
computer that's
But
hooked
she'll
up to this?
clarify tomorrow.
You plug it into the back.
Yeah, I plugged it in back here, but.
Okay.
It's not showing up. It's not showing his registering his drive.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just go verbal and next time we'll do this before the meeting, possibly?
Yeah, it'll be a little hard to show like the visual of it, but
Mike, is your email attached to this?
Maybe you can plug it into
I
someone
can-
else's
anyone
computer and
else?
just email.
Someone has access to it.
Yeah. That's true. I can hop on and share it real quick. If you want to give me that thumb drive, I'll get on and share it.
yeah.
I've got my laptop too.
If you want to give your intro, I'll get you going and then they'll have to get connected.
Alright, sure. So, yeah, I'm Isaac Hall with the University of Idaho. I'm a PhD student and I've been working with Dr. Jeff Langman and our project on sort of age dating the water and wells located in the recharge zone around the city of Moscow to give a better idea of how the greater Blues Basin aquifer is recharging. And so far, we have figured out all of our analysis methodologies with all of our labs. So we're
Now use the mouse.
completely set to start getting sampling in the high gear. So far, we've already sampled 10 wells and we're looking to get up to about 50 or maybe higher if budget allows as the entire scope of the project. And yeah,
Just a second. I'm almost there for you. Just gotta get signed into.
How
the
many wells
Wi-Fi.
do you have permission to sample?
right now we've already done 10. We have 5 that gave us permission and I've been back and forth with them in contact. They're ready to schedule, be doing those soon. And then 5 more that have sort of contacted me saying they're interested in participating, but I haven't really been able to get a good back and forth with them to establish.
So you have 5 more and 5 more potential beyond that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we're looking at about 20, if all things go well.
Okay.
And,
You should intend that pun. That's well done.
That was good.
All right, I'm signing in now, so we'll have your thing up here just in a second.
but we are planning that, the goal is to get half of the wells done before winter comes and we're snowed in. So 25 before maybe early November, and then start back up in the spring next year and do.
That was a cool sound effect.
There we go.
I know.
Okay, you're gonna have to allow me to do that. You know, that's my mouse.
And either the PowerPoint or the PDF in that drive are the same thing.
Oh, the thing went away.
There's
all on its own.
another person has joined us from WSU. It's John Slagboom. John, could you introduce yourself?
There's this one. Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hello everybody. My name's John Slagboom. Jeff and I work pretty closely together, and just wanted to listen in on one of these meetings to see what all goes on. So I'll just be listening quietly if you don't mind.
Great to have you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so now that we have our visual here, so this is the initial recharge zone or the apron zone. We have different names for it. That's where we believe that the primary recharge from atmosphere into the aquifer begin. There's sort of a mountain front region of Moscow Mountain, and this is what we had originally planned. I made sort of a mistake in thinking that it was this entire zone, but if you can go to the next slide. We're really looking for a better explanation is east of Highway 95, which runs right through the middle of Moscow. And if you can go to the next slide. And it is these two watersheds that we really want to stay within those, because those are sort of the watersheds that are supplying the aquifer. And we can go to the next slide. So these green dots, these are the wells that we have already sampled.
Okay.
And I know I just said we want to stay inside these two watersheds, and we have two wells that are a bit outside, but that was so sort of a mistake on my part, but they are quite close. If anything, that can act as some sort of control for our study at least. And this is 10 different locations. So
Isaac, do you want questions as you go, or would you rather we wait with questions till you're done?
yeah, anytime you can jump in.
Just a quick question. You mentioned that you wanted to focus on what's highlighted here as it is the primary recharge zone. Is that just based on the volume of snow storage that's contained within that area? Like what is it that you're using to determine that that's the primary recharge zone within that area?
These are based off of previous studies by John Bush, I believe was his name. And there's sort of his ideas of recharge zones, and this is just where primary, it is alluvial sedimentary layers where the water can get in. If you go like further away, you start getting into basalts that the water can't go down there. And if you go further east, that's sort of high up in the mountain, which isn't really.
I guess my question pertains more to, there's the recharge zones that you identified in the previous slide, and then we've got this highlighted area that specifically focuses on that east side. That's just based on the geography and the topography?
Oh, these ones on the east side, these are the aquifers that any stream flow, water flow out of them sort of is what supplies this way. If you go any further north, the water doesn't really come down here into Moscow. And
gotcha.
And if you same with going south. So these are the two main suppliers of the aquifer that we're trying to study. So another point on that, so our previous recharge zone in light green, that's overlapped with these shaded areas of tan and darker brown. Where all of those overlap, or at least, where both of them overlap, is sort of the best data set or sampling location that we're looking for. But that has been pretty difficult to get exactly what we want. So we do have a couple of locations we've already sampled that push the boundary a little bit.
Okay.
So we can go to the next slide. So these yellow dots, these 5 are ones that we already have, like, I've already done preliminary visits. I've vetted the wells that they're within our conditions we need for the study. And I talked to the landowners, we have permission and I'm good to schedule. I'll be getting those done in the coming week or two. And we can go to the next slide. And then there's 5 more wells that they've reached out to me, but I'm still having a bit trouble establishing like a back and forth where I can go confirm the well and then schedule a visit. So all in all, we have about 20 different wells right here. 10 of them are already done, and again, we're trying to get to 25 before winter starts slowing us down.
Isaac, can you remind me what the total well count goal was for the project? Like how many ideally we wanted to get?
50 is sort of our minimum if we have the budget for it. Jeff Langman and I would like to get up to about 70 if we're optimistic about it.
60.
60. How many were on that list that was
Yeah.
passed around?
That list, I believe it had about 55, but again, that list isn't sort of representative of everything that's out there, because a good half of these that I've plotted here weren't even on that list to begin with. They're just things that I've discovered through word of mouth, neighbors saying, hey, this guy spreading my contact info around.
So we're approaching about half though of what we ideally like to get.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 50 and 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
And about that, I lost my train of thought.
Or some of, so you said you had some new ones pop up that you weren't aware of. That was just word of mouth from like, you
Yeah.
talk to someone, you say, hey, do you know anyone else who has a well in this
Yeah,
area?
thank you for being back on track. So the initial list was all that we could determine just from looking at the IDWR database. And that database, sometimes it has wells listed a bit incorrectly. Some of that data's maybe from 30 years ago. Some of the newer wells aren't on that database, even though I've been told that they sort of are required to be there. I'm not sure how it works. But yeah, so there are more wells out there than were on that list. And has been a couple that I've sampled already. So what the main point is that list isn't the only specific wells. Like we haven't checked every single well. That's just ones that we have found in data for, which has been the hardest part, is finding well data and being able to get in touch with the landowners.
And do these wells need to be like a certain depth? Or
Yeah.
are we we'll take any well we can make work?
Yeah, so if it's too deep, the water is gonna be too old for our analysis to date. If it's too shallow, it'll be too young for us to really get any good data. So what I and Dr. Langman have discussed is sort of below 100 and above 300 feet deep is sort of our hard boundaries, but we're really looking for somewhere around 200 feet deep, ideally.
Okay. Is there anything we can do as a committee to help you guys?
So I know that Commissioner Wetzel has helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
With contacting folks. And I know that some others have offered to help. Is that been helpful?
Yeah, I went out with Chad Wetzel on one of the weekends and we got 4 people to agree in just one afternoon, and I was like super helpful. Just driving around.
40% of the success right there.
I guess I was wondering, I'm just throwing random ideas out there, like would sending out letters to all the homeowners in a certain area be a bad idea, a good idea?
I have actually already done that. Initially, I did fill out letters, send it to all the addresses on the list. I know a lot, about 10 of them, 10 of the 50 letters I sent, they came back with the address doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem with getting the data straight from the IDWR. It's just out of date to some degree. And some of the property owners, their names are different than what they are.
Some of them were generations past.
Okay.
And so you had to figure out the correct owner. I don't know if it's possible, it might be a lot more work, but would it be possible to get a satellite map and then get those points and addresses plotted on there? So that way we know who we've hit, share it in like a Teams folder or something with the group. Because I don't mind going out, but I don't wanna go where we've been
You don't wanna
before. So you can either go, yeah, we've checked that address off, they don't want any part of it, or they're kind of tentative. Or we haven't seen them at all, cause there's a ton of houses out there that are not
Mhm.
listed on that first sheet
That
we had.
sheet.
Yeah, there's a lot of new construction and. If I know where to go, I can hit stuff in the afternoon.
Yeah, so right now I do have an Excel sheet of all these 20 wells and have like color coded like this with already sampled, planned sampling or still in contact. And then I have a couple that aren't listed here, homeowners that they like declined the study or their well wasn't suitable for the study because it was either too shallow, too deep, or they had like water filters that would mess with the analysis.
Right.
So again, and is that list categorized by address? Is that how you're?
Yeah, I have like the name, address, phone number, email, contact notes,
I think
just everything.
to your point, it is helpful to see it spatially. Because I at one point tried to go through the list and sort out kind of where things were and it was a little more difficult. So I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a way, even like if you had like A, B, C, D on each of those dots and a table
That had the
next to
address.
it that linked it to that,
Yeah,
that would be really helpful. And maybe dots that are the ones you haven't heard from or still promising.
Distribute it to the committee.
Yeah,
There is a lot of desire to help with this.
I can generate that over next day or two.
Mike, can you work with Isaac to
Yeah.
get that and then distribute it back
Yeah,
up to the
so I'll
committee?
do that. Also, have you been able to, contact the Palouse Land Trust? Cause they offered to help. I think they'd be a great resource as
I
well.
have not yet contacted, but
Does Laytown County have
I think that that's a
GIS parcel?
really good potential.
How would
all
that
right.
more
I
of a-
sent you an email, tell me to resend that.
Yeah, resend
That would
that.
be more up to date.
Yeah.
So it's, Max Weinbrenner,
Yeah, it's on the county.
and he's out of town this week, but he's
Head out there.
really love to help. I think that's a potential really good resource for you.
The wells are
All right,
100 feet left.
There's just.
Yeah, they're hitting them shallow.
Yeah, they're super shallow wells and they hit other ones that are like 600 feet deep.
So they're out the range, outside the range.
Is, yeah, I think he would be potentially extremely helpful. So we got two follow-ups. One is spatial representation and, potentially I think the Palouse Land Trust folks know a lot of folks and they're.
Steve, did you have something you want to add?
Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but John Bush and Pam Dunlap, within the last 5 years, have done a lot of in the field footwork, and they have their own set of wells that they've field verified, cross-checked against Latah County parcels, found the addresses and done all that. And I'm wondering if that has been compared to this list to see if there might be some that are on the Bush list that aren't on the list that you have right now.
Isaac, do you or Jeff know if that's been looked at? And if not, do you have access to it?
Yeah, we have access to it. We have the addresses. I have sent out forms of contact. If I have the phone or email, I do that, or I just have to send out a letter. I don't believe I've heard back from everyone on that Bush's list, but I have heard back from some of them.
Okay, great. So we are using that resource though. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, Isaac, you have more or
No, this is
that was the last one?
yeah, I have.
Does anyone have any more questions for Isaac?
Just to double check, the ideal zones would be where the blue overlaps the red and the orange.
Yeah, so the red and the orange can be.
You can go further out of the blue area. I mean, I see we have some
Well,
out of the blue area.
The red and the orange should be like a single color. They're just shaded slightly different to show that they're two different watersheds.
Okay.
But for this study, we can just say they're one unit. So we want it to be in this unit, but also in the recharge zone, which is the
Okay.
light green. So
I guess
the
I,
recharge zone and the watershed, the overlap is the best area.
would you, I guess I was just thinking if you had aerial imagery back there or something, you might get a better, you probably have this already. You might get a better feel if you were just gonna go out and canvas
Yeah.
what you're looking at, like there's a structure there or not. Cause it's a little hard, like that's Paradise Ridge there to the southeast, but I can't exactly tell where we're at. And I know you go out Wallen Road some, but I'm not really sure where. It's just hard.
And it's a bit arbitrary.
Okay.
How far away we're gonna go from a perfect overlap of the two areas.
Sure.
But we're trying to stay as close as possible with what the availability of wells allows.
Looks like you have a good spread.
So Isaac, if I understand correctly, the biggest priority at this point is finalizing the testing of the wells that have been identified and verified, and then just finding more wells that will meet the criteria, with the goal being about a doubling at least of the number of wells that are currently identified.
Yes, primarily, we just want to get contact with homeowners and have them agree that at some point I can schedule a visit. It's just a one-time visit, takes about 2 hours from arrival to departure. And just have that scheduling be available so that I can just start going around sampling, because I can get about 3 wells in a single day is pretty good target. I could go up to 4, make it a long day, but I also want to be scheduling around the convenience of the landowner as much as possible.
Okay, so then I guess our deliverables coming out of this, Mike, is that you'll work with Isaac and we'll get a labeled map that provides some addresses so that we can get the visual and better orient ourselves. And then we'll try and support with getting more wells knocked out.
Yep.
Yeah, on that map, I can also I can plot, a third color of points of wells that are on the list, but I haven't had any contact.
That'd be helpful.
That'd be helpful. If you have like an ideal list of targets, I think that would be both for the land trust folks and for Chad and some of those, Paul, who have more rural connections. That if we know what the targets are, we can really help start knocking those off.
And I guess if we can do the fourth one, ones that we know don't work, they either said no or we verified the well.
So you're not having to backtrack on
Right,
ones that are.
so we're not hitting the same people, irritating them a lot.
Yeah.
'cause-
Yep.
Try not to do that.
We don't want to make them say no twice.
Right,
Yeah.
they will.
Yeah. It'll be less nice the second time.
Either distribute or let you know any comments.
Yeah, sounds good.
Does anyone else have any questions for Isaac? Paul?
Mike, do you know, I never heard from Aaron when the press release went out.
It did go out.
Yeah,
Uh,
cause I never saw it run in the paper.
I didn't either. It went out a day or so after you
Yeah.
said it was okay.
I wonder if they picked it up. I'll have to go back and see.
I never saw it. Do you need it again, or do you think
Well,
you
we
can
could
find?
push it out again.
Yeah,
It's still very timely.
yeah, we can just change the dates and push it out. Maybe even just add some language about, hey, we're through the first round, we really need more help, kind of a thing, but. Okay.
We can, it'll probably be next week.
Yeah,
If that's okay.
and hopefully the radio station will pick it up.
Yeah. Isaac, thank you. We appreciate your time today. And Jeff, thank you.
Good project.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Isaac.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh.
Oh,
You're-
yeah.
Gonna make me, we're good. Okay,
Do we have any other presentations that people are gonna want to do online today, or can I sign out?
you can sign out.
All right.
No, you.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move on then to the next item on our agenda. Which is item number 7, subcommittee reports. Communication subcommittee, was busy. Busy Tuesday in particular. We had our, meetings with the Nez Perce tribe on Tuesday morning. And so it was myself, Paul, Mike, Jeff with HDR, and Anna Morandi and Waverly with HDR. And so we had a team of us. The last time we'd gone down and met with the Nez Perce, I believe it was you, me, and Mike, Jeff. We had made the commitment that we would be back once we brought the consultant on board for the study. And so this was in keeping with that commitment. Yeah, I was really I thought that meeting went extraordinarily well. It was, with the last time we'd been down there, it was a very, very long Q&A, with some, I think, pretty healthy skepticism about what we were trying to do. This time it felt a lot more cooperative and curious than skeptical. I think that we've followed through with our commitments and shown that we're gonna do what we say we're gonna do. And so we had a very brief Q&A, 3 questions total. As Mike alluded earlier, one of the questions had to do with, are we doing any work looking at passive recharge? And so that was helpful that we do have the project going on. But otherwise, it was just wanting to assure that we are going to coordinate with the appropriate departments that they have, as far as ecological concerns, water concerns, fisheries, et cetera. Really good meeting. I thought it went really, really well. It was with their water resources subcommittee. And we've got some follow-up items, but all in all, I think it went really well. Paul, is there anything you want to mention from that meeting?
Please. It's good to have Aaron Miles in the room too. He's their natural resources lead as well.
Anna, anything you would add from that interaction with the Nez Perce on Tuesday morning?
No, I thought it went well as well. And, I think it was probably a really good thing that we went to them early in this process before anything has been done, and just, reiterate that it's exploratory and we are taking, their feedback into kind of integrating that into what we are doing on the technical side as well. So I just wanted to reiterate with them that it is a two-way dialogue, and this is by no means sort of the end of the conversation. This is very much the beginning. Lines are open. And Aaron Miles reached out to Paul and myself, so we're in touch now. And so I think it was quite good.
Good. And then later that same day, we had our stakeholder engagement group meeting. We'd had our last meeting with the stakeholder engagement group in the fall, and similarly, we'd committed to reconvening when we had our consultant on board to make introductions and talk about next steps. We held that at the Best Western here in Moscow. And I thought that went really well. Appreciated the members of the committee who attended. We had enough of us to spread around to the tables, and I thought that led to some good conversations. Mike, any comments on the SEG?
I thought it was great. I thought that we got really good engagement from different community groups and community leaders, as well as a great turnout from the PBAC committee. But it's not as much what I think is what everybody else thinks.
Paul,
I'm more of a listening.
Well, I guess, and thank you, Anna and Waverly, and you guys did a great job. Just always want to kind of look around, see who's not in the room, and I think we have a lot of work to do with rural landowners. So I can commit to helping with that maybe.
Yeah, I think the more we can ramp up rural and ag component would be really good. Anna, any thoughts from you guys' perspective on the SEG, or anything you want to add to the committee?
I thought it went well as well. From my perspective, we had 19 people show up in addition to our team and Tyler and Mike. We presented a little bit about the project and had a little kind of activity to solicit some feedback. And so I have a stack of cards, which is really great. This was all feedback regarding people's priorities, other places, other people to talk to. So I'm hoping this is a really good start for us and to get us kind of going in the right direction. And I think also who was not in the room is a really valid question. And where do we need to kind of put a little bit more effort and leverage the connections of all of the network nodes, all those folks, many of you are on the call now, you all have your own networks and connections. And so I think really leveraging that group to kind of push out into broader networks, including ag landowners, is really helpful. So I'm hoping we don't have another year before we meet again. That would not work very well for us. I think we're trying to reconvene maybe in a few months, like once we have a bit more of an update on the tech side. So I'm gonna work with Jeff and Waverly on my end to meet with Mike and Tyler and Paul and kind of reassess and think about where do we want to go from here.
Sounds great. Thanks, Anna. And does anyone have any questions about our public outreach communication stuff? Okay, yeah, we're wrapping up. It's exciting. Our technical, I don't believe technical met, so I don't imagine you guys have much of an update. We'll ramp up as we get into the project, and start having things to review. Finance, Rusty?
Not a whole lot on the finance side, just a couple of updates. Mike, I wanted to follow up with you on, we've got non-payment from a few folks still we're waiting on. U of I just need you to follow up because they said that a check was mailed 2 to 3 weeks ago. And so don't know if it got lost in the ether or what have you.
All I know is it's not in my mailbox.
No, it's not in your mailbox, but it was mailed on 8/19. And so
Well,
we can check the chat. Got a couple of comments in the chat.
I don't even know who to, I'll ask Charles. I guess.
Yeah, I mean-
Right there, he'll know who to talk to.
yeah, if you don't see it in the next, probably by the end of this week, then or early next week, let's follow up. We may have to cancel and resend.
Okay, thanks.
Probably stuck in Spokane.
It could be.
They get, they're not written here, they're written in Utah somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
Wells Fargo, Utah.
yeah,
I had a check take 6 months to get from College Place to Pullman.
That's some inefficient routing there.
So other than that, no other updates.
Great.
You've got your payment from WCU.
Yes, we have. We're just waiting on the Idaho entities. U of I, city and
We did.
You haven't seen it yet?
City of Pullman was first, and I think, Kira's name was on there somewhere.
It probably was. I'm pretty sure I passed along, but you never know when it gets lost.
I'll
in
take
the
anything
mail.
fast.
One,
it just could be the Idaho USPS. You know, Washington is obviously.
God knows where our checks are.
They go through Spokane.
Yeah.
Really.
No, we're city of Lake Tahoe.
okay.
That carbon tax.
Yeah, I'll check on ours.
Right.
I do have a question if we can go back. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no,
This
please.
is probably more of a communications thing, and you guys have committee's probably already talked about it. The Clearwater study, are we thinking at some point, maybe like after the study's done, we would put out a press release on it? Is there any thought about a bigger? I guess I was thinking about the activity that we did at the SEG meeting with like,
Yeah.
what are the questions that you have? Would there be any benefit to trying to do something like that and being like really upfront, like this is really preliminary, this kind of exactly the same stuff that you set the stage at the meeting, like this doesn't mean this is what we're doing, but just given that we've had so many issues with projects, people finding out about them too late. Have you guys talked about a strategy or still in the
I think
works?
it's still in the works and I
Okay.
defer to Anna, he may have some ideas too. Mike had brought up prior to the meeting today, perhaps HDR could have some very preliminary visuals at the summit.
Okay, that's a good
You know,
idea.
Not necessarily solicit a lot of substantive
Yeah.
feedback, but at least just an awareness.
Well, and I think as we approach the end of the study, and especially as we get the completed work from the study, if the study seems to indicate that we're able to clear a lot, because I mean, this initial study is to see, are there some unclearable hurdles in this process? And if it seems to indicate that, from a permitting, from a water rights, from an environmental, that we can, that we can clear the hurdles, then I think, yeah, we'll certainly need to ramp up communication at that point, because going from a 10%, let's see if this will work, to, hey, this might work, we're gonna go to 30% is a whole different conversation. And I think that'll involve, meetings with the leadership of all the participating entities. And so I'm sure that'll get picked up in the press, because we'll be going before city councils and county commissions and talking about what we found. And then, yeah, having some good collateral that we start to reach out with, because if this goes from, hey, is this possible, that, hey, it looks like this is possible, we're gonna pursue it, that's a real change in communication needs.
I figure there's a ideal time. You don't want to do it too early or too late or.
The HDR communications folks are really good.
Okay,
And
I was
they're
just
gonna give us
curious.
advice on that, and, Anna, I don't know if she's ready, but it's a balance between
Too
not
much.
hiding
middle.
anything and acting like you have more than you have,
Sure.
or not even acting, but people getting that
People can,
impression.
reading the.
So is it
Reading too much into it.
is it really news that we're studying something, there's news that we're thinking about something. Well, it's some level of news.
Anna, was there something you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about, and this was particularly like over the course of some of the one-on-one meetings we had while we were there, was thinking about when we do transition from sort of one-on-ones, you know, kind of more internal, right? Like SEG, it's all been internal to date, to, okay, well, how are we now expanding this to the public? When, where, what's the forum? How much technical work needs to be done before we want to do that? How early do we do it? So all those questions, I think, that's stuff that we are still thinking about and would, you know, are in progress. So that definitely came up for me though, was sort of like how, and then framing, like, am I selling this or are we continuing to have a dialogue over the course of this exploration? So that was sort of a tension for me too. I think like that's something we'll need to keep talking about.
Sounds good.
Cool, thank you.
One just last note on the finance, we've PBAC, we'll start to get invoices obviously on the alternate supply study. Those initial invoices will be paid by the city of Moscow, and then we'll seek reimbursement from the Division of Water Resources, and we'll exhaust their $182,500 contribution first. So it'll be a while yet. The committee has already approved the PBAC funding, but the contract's been generated between the city and the university for that, but it's sitting with my legal department. As you might guess, the last several months for my legal department has been a lot of public records requests. With the settlement of the Kohlberger case, they have been absolutely bombarded because that removed the gag order. So since that was something that we're still many, many months out as we exhaust those funds, that's a document that's been waiting. I just want to remind everyone that is yet to come back. That's just the mechanism and the agreement between the university and the city, but that's still coming.
And that's in our budget for the current.
We'll just make note that those are encumbered for, so we don't, you know, they're marked out already out of your budget. I mean, we can't do that in Banner, but we can do that. We can make a note of that each time.
I have a little Excel I keep that is probably indecipherable to anybody but me.
Well, you're indispensable, Mike.
Don't get hit by a bus, Mike. Okay, moving on to other reports and announcements. We've covered A, which was the Nez Perce tribe meetings. So yeah, looking forward to our continued follow-up with them. Paul, you want to talk summit?
Sure, yeah, thanks. Plans coming together. We're our 22nd annual. I did bring some posters, so take those back. Display those prominently. We're getting ready to start pushing out media as well. Thanks to our potential sponsors. Again, we do appreciate it. No pressure. Jeff, Rusty, Tyler, Kara, no pressure.
Now, I told you 2 to 3 weeks now knowing what we know.
Could be months.
Could be months, but it's coming.
Okay.
That's in the
We may have other plans.
They brought back the pony.
Floating alone from somewhere. Okay. No, a good slate. Our keynote, Daniel Rothberg. If you go out to Substack, I don't know how many of you follow Substack. There's some good stuff out there. He's got an online newsletter called Invisible Water. Writes about groundwater all the time. So he's gonna be a lot of fun sharing some of his insights. And then we actually had the City of Spokane Water Conservation Manager talk about some of the programming they're doing up there, success with that, and then the usual suspects. State of the Basin, like we want to have HDR. Jeff Langman has agreed to just a quick update. He's still on the line. Oh,
He's gone. I missed it.
Stop going upstairs.
He's making some super complicated slides.
And then we've got a small youth component too. So working through all that. So it'll be nice. So we're gonna start a little early. We will be finished by 7. And of course, what draws everybody there is the low flow toilet. That will be the coveted prize.
Great.
Thanks.
Someone have
A national weather person.
No, they lost. The 2 meteorologists that have presented have both retired.
Oh.
So So we're a little late there, but that's okay. I actually I was on the Columbia Basin Water Stakeholders Group today. And Cascade Water Alliance was on there, so we're connecting. Again, that's one of the potential governance models that we might want to look at once we actually land on a project.
Yeah.
Who's gonna manage this behemoth?
Right.
So,
Great.
yeah, but I'm not quite sure, you know, if we had time to bring someone from Cascade this year, maybe that's an extra thing.
Paul, if we had confirmation that Chairman Wheeler will be
I
presenting
talked
again?
with Mike Lopez, he was gonna remind him,
Okay.
so, yeah, thanks.
Any questions for Paul on the summit? It's exciting. It'll be fun. I always enjoy that. And I think most of you are probably aware, but congratulations to our member Sean Wells on his promotion to city administrator. We will keep him as long as we get to keep him, but understand if that rotates to somebody else in the organization. But a big congratulations to Sean. Our next PBAC meeting is October 16th. So we will be just before the summit with that one. And look forward to seeing everyone then. Anything else for the good of the order?
Meg just dropped a note that she added to the Ivory calendar.
Oh, wonderful. Thanks, Meg. That's awesome.
Yeah, super.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's any other events, obviously the annual summit, but if there's calendar things or job opportunities, we're trying to advertise on the Ivory website. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I get those notifications. So thanks for.
Just, and when you say job opportunities, just anything water related, Meg?
anything water related, yep. So you can post those online too.
My birthday's in January and I'm an Aquarius, so it's technically water related. I'd like that added to the calendar, please.
We will add it to the calendar so we can celebrate you.
All right. I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
The move.
All right, let's do it. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, thanks, everybody.
Is Aaron still around or?
You know, she's scheduled out this week.
Okay.
She's on a family trip.
Oh,
We just-
okay.
He moved into the office in my building.
No,
now.
Aaron is rock solid
Great.
until summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's yeah, she's just out this week. You'll see her.
Okay.
That's why I said the press release would be next week.
Yeah.
Then she'll be back. She's doing the Southern Utah Parks and Monuments tour bucket list.
Yeah, that's a worthwhile one. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I better.
Everyone take a cookie for the road. Can't let them go to waste.
Good.